program on personal finance and investment organized by PG Department of Commerce, Sri Shankara College, Kaladi, in association with UGC MHRD Stride, Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam. Let's begin today's session with a silent prayer. Thank you. For today's forenoon session on market timing, misconceptions and realities, we have with us Dr. T.G. Saji, Associate Professor of Finance, School of Management Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology. Let me give a brief introduction about the resource person. He is awarded PhD from CUSAT in the year 2012 on the thesis titled Fundamental Approach to Valuation of Securities. Awarded MBA in Finance from IGNOU, MBA in Investment Management from Bharatiyar University, MPhil from CUSAT, and he's received certifications from various professional bodies such as Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, Chartered Financial Analyst Institute, Certified Management Accountants. He has more than 20 years of teaching experience. He is also a research supervisor of 60 academic research projects at master's level, undergraduate level, and the research supervisor of 6 PhD theses, one out of which 1 awarded, 1 submitted, and 4 pursued. And he has more than 60 national and international publications in books and journals. With this brief introduction, we are sure that we are fortunate enough to have you, sir, for handling the session. With this, I welcome you, sir, for handling the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, myself, T.G. Saji, more than an academician, I am proud to say that I am an alumni of Sri Shankara College because I have completed my pre-degree and post-graduation from Sri Shankara College, in which I am the student of postgraduate Department of Commerce and Management Studies of Sri Shankara College. I am very proud to say. So many of the people are not knowing that when I begin my career in Government College Thrissur, actually in that year itself, in 2007 itself, actually out of the total 12 faculty members, 5 are from Sri Shankara College. 5 teachers are from Sri Shankara College. Actually, that is one of the great successful of an institution which is producing academicians as well as teachers from one of the pioneering Department of Commerce under MC University. So I have to indebted myself about that because what career I have received, which is a result of, which is an outcome of Sri Shankara, my studies in Sri Shankara College. Actually, basically, I am a scholar only, not a pure academician, because I continue to learn things. I'm curious to know more things. Every day, I want to know more things. So before beginning anything about that, I want to convey my regards or convey my gratitude to the organizers of this team. Anup Kutan, the head of the department, similarly, Gopika ji. Anup Kutan is not head of the department. I just tell the name of Anup Kutan because he is very contact to me and he is one of the best friend of mine. I consider him as. And also Gopika ji is also somewhat one way or connected with me. And other faculty members, I am not much familiar with that. However, I heard about them. And I am very happy to say that Sri Shankara College is going very well at this moment. And also, I have to thank all of them who have been contributed to the organizing of this team, especially the UGC, MC University, and the IQAC team of them. I have to give, because I have to give the special end because of the fact that after a student, I am getting an opportunity to appear as a resource person for this kind of academic program, in my parental institution. That is why I have a special remark about that. So being a student or being a teacher, I think we should be motivated to others. Even though basic academics, I have no much, I cannot claim any kind of extraordinary performance at my undergraduate level, or especially at the pre-degree level, because after joining my pre-degree in science department of Sri Shankara College, I cannot secure an admission for my degree there because of my extraordinary performance in pre-degree level. So I have just got only a second class because of many reasons. One is beyond my control, and other is my disinterest in studies. That might be the reason. But once I have to go out of that college, I realized that actually what we are standing for, or as a student, what is our ultimate aim or ultimate intention, we have to fulfill that. So from that, I realized that. And now then onwards, especially from I make a shift from science to social science, I came to know that as far as social science is concerned, it is not a tedious topic or it is not a difficult topic. Everybody can easily grasp it. So we should understand the logic and the rationale behind that. Then onwards, I have continued with that and make a good performance in my undergraduation and also my post-graduation after joining, staying after my post-graduation. Then also realize that, so while my studies, I cannot forget about the teachers who have supported me. Many teachers are there, Ramesh sir, I know, similarly, Mustard, after all, Sujata teacher, after all, Musa sir, after all, J. Padmanabh Iyer. I have to remember his name in every time because why I have done my studies in this security analysis and portfolio management, or I continue with my research on this kind of asset pricing and financial economics, only because the motivation, only the way he has shown him at the time of my studies. So from the motivation I have received there from, I continue with my studies only on this aspect, that is asset pricing and the security market, financial markets. And basically, I am not a trader. I am only an academician, has been publishing very rigorously in the area of academics or in the area of stock market and asset pricing, derivatives and other related area. I am focusing on that. Still, I am focusing on that. So being a person who is studied there, made their studies in a government college, very notorious, that time notorious, but now it is very popular. Government school, from that level, I can elevate it to this level of a associate professor, or perhaps I have already a professor in Cochin University of Science and Technology. So it is only because of 50% of the God's grace and 50% of the effort we are taken for that. So being a very ordinary student, how one a person can become a scholar or a research scholar in a particular relatively less researched area, because people are not much interested doing research in quantitative finance. Even though you may be specialized in MCOM or MPA in financial management, still you are not showing any courage to do a research on that. In pure finance, people are not doing any kind of research. I am regularly seeing that most of the people are going after HR and marketing behavior. So this is a very common or sad fact is also that even though we are specialized in our post-graduation in this kind of finance or other related subject, but still we are not pursue our study. We are struggling to pursue our study in the concerned domain and go to another area which we are not so familiar at the level. So this thing should be changed, I think, because if you are a financial uh, degree holder of in finance domain, obviously you are expected to do something in the form of research or other topics in the area of finance itself. So I don't know why people are not doing that. Even very eminent scholars or eminent many media people are there, but they are doing research and they are doing the trading and other aspects, but they are showing less inclination, or in their studies also they are not showing that performance in by doing some research on the finance. This is a sad fact. So anyway, this kind of program like fundamentals of investment and inviting the people from two broader area. One is from the academics and other from basically from the trading or market area. in order to inculcate a thought of, uh, knowledge of finance, basic finance, it is really appreciable, and taking the insights you have received here from, and I request you to at least do some research on that area, because research and development is the real contribution to the tomorrow's world. In 2018, the Nobel Prize was awarded to two famous economists. One is called William Northus, and other one is Paul Romer. And Paul Romer theory is often known as new trade theory, or new economic growth theory, new endogenous growth theory. And endogenous growth theory itself is telling that the growth of a nation or growth of an economy not simply depending on the infrastructure like roads, dams, bridges, and other kind of buildings. Earlier, we have a thought that in order to grow an economy, we should have a very world-class building, and their infrastructure are needed. But here we know the theory has restated that. So we have to invest in human capital. We should spend money for research and development. Only through advancement in research and development, a nation can go up. We are very proud to hear that I am owning a German-made car. I am owning an American-made computer, or I am owning a Japanese-made, home appliance like TV or other products. We are very proud to say that. But nobody has any inclination to say that we are owning an Indian-made product or Chinese-made product, because we know that our technology or Chinese technology is inferior to the European technology or US technology or Japanese technology. So why those countries are getting that momentum or getting that popularity or getting that value? Only because the research and development they are spending for that. As far as America is concerned, about 30% of their total budget, 30% of the total budget is earmarked for only the research and development, and they are focusing only on the outcome-based research also. In India, we are also planning to shift to outcome-based research. That is why nowadays people are not getting enough money for conducting the project. About 5 years or 6 years back, it is very easy to get a project from ICSR or UGC or any other funding bodies. But now these agencies are not much liberal in extending funds to you, because of the fact that most of the research which is carried out in our country is not outcome based. So if the project you are executing or research you are conducting, it should be outcome based. Some new concept should be introduced. Some new thoughts should be developed. At least new thoughts should be developed. Otherwise, they are not ready to accept or giving any funding. That is one of the reason why the government of India is withdrawing from the faculty improvement program. Actually, from the year 2017, that is after the implementation of Niti Aayog, no faculty development or quality improvement program QIP is awarded by government of India for the teachers in Kerala or teachers in India. This is because of that government is much particular about outcome-based research. So our condition here is that everyone who is deploying their effort, resources, or whatever, that should be done for a cause. Mere completion of your research does not do anything. And I have seen that many people who are completing their PhD, awarding PhD, after that, we are using the title doctor only because of using the title that. But after that, they are not doing anything. So this is not the kind of research we are expected. Actually, every person who is doing research, the real research will happen only after submitting your PhD, after completing your PhD. Then only after that, you know what are the tricks and what are the techniques of real research. And at the time of preparing the report and preparing the project, you are a little bit hurry about completing that project or completing that report. But actually, we are not learning anything. In my case also similar is the situation. So when you are planning something, you have to do it in a proper way. And you once you register your PhD and complete your PhD, I request you to continue with your research more, because many limitations are there. Our family, work-life balance, many factors are there. Still, I request you to proceed with your research. Then only you can create some positive outcome. Now in universities or in especially universities in Kerala, at least associate level, professor level, it is very easy to get enter into the system because of the fact that those who are completed their PhD and who are pursuing their means career at the level of assistant professor, once you enter into the system, people are forgetting about the research. So what happened is that when we appear for a post, we should have a minimum paper, 7 Scopus indexed paper. That is a condition for being an associate professor in a university or a national institute, or 10 Scopus indexed paper for to become a professor in a national institute with a PhD and a 10-year experience. That is only the criterion. Others are secondary. How many lectures or how many discussions you are made, how many projects you are executed, how many extension service you are executed, that is secondary only. But the primary qualification is that you have 10 years of experience. For becoming a professor, you have 10 years of experience and 10 years of Scopus indexed journal units, 10 Scopus indexed journal minimum. The sad fact is that now when the appointments are done in universities in Kerala, Calicut or MG, where adequate number of people having these kind of qualifications are not available. That is why the government or the concerned university authorities are very liberal in that they are, instead of Scopus, they are just taking what the peer-reviewed journal, and once the student has been shortlisted, then further their performance will be the matter, and they are appearing that. But that is only possible on Kerala. But when you appear or approach for, or when you apply for any other institute, it is not possible. You should have minimum 7 or 10. So when you begin your career, you have to think about this 7 in the first 8 years and return first 10 years. Then this will be a great motivation for you to get a placement in a higher academic institute. Actually, there doesn't difference. I haven't feel any difference between university and colleges, the matter of our perception, the matter of our work. I don't find any difference, but the people outside the university or outside the system have a feeling that there is significant difference between university and colleges. Since I have a 3 years experience in St. Peter's College, Kolancheri as an assistant professor, and another 13 years experience in Government College, Thrissur, as associate professor and assistant professor. And after that 2 years service in MG, Cochin University of Science and Technology. And I'm planning to, every time a person is planning to look at the other career, we are trying for that. However, for this period, I realized that the real merit which we are enjoying when you are working in a government college, because there nobody will question you, because you have received that only because of your merit, no other parameters. Even though you may be appointed in a particular institution because of merit, but others may not be like that. Especially in the case of a university, we are feeling that sometimes one person may be appointed by the merit, but other persons are may not be like that. So we have an inferiority, or we have a demoralizing thoughts will be in our mind. But in the case of a government college, you will not have that. So from my experience, I enjoyed my life in government college. I am very proud to say that I'm a government college teacher. Okay, however, as a part of our academic career and a research focus, we shift to that. Okay, this only the thing which I want to tell you, because you almost all are in the beginning of your career and you have to travel a lot, travel a lot. When you remember the words of Robert Frost, which are lovely dark candy, but I have promised to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. Okay, you may get an opportunity in your institution because of the God's grace or because of your parental, okay, parental virtue, or many reasons, blessings. Okay, many reasons you may get a job, but don't think that this is your final. It is only a well. There are a lot. A beautiful world is outside the well, for which you have to reach there. So now everything is comfort and everything is at your disposal and everything is very convenient for you, which is providing comfort to you. This is a fact, obviously. But after some day, you will feel fed up because teaching is a monotonous job. Continuously teaching the same thing in the same way without making any modification, without any development or upgradation, definitely it is a monotonous job. Means a job for earning income. That way you will feel after some time. So don't be like that. You should be a good learner. You should be a good researcher, good learner. I don't think that everybody should be a researcher, but everything should be a learner, good learner. Learn new things, identify the changes, what is happening, and things for the right cause. Do things for the right cause. Do things for the right cause. So there should be a motivation. Every day you have a motivation. When you wake up from the bed, you should have a motivation. because otherwise every day is like as usual, no change, no difference you feel. So this should be very important. So now I come to the area which tell me that is timing the market, misconceptions and realities. I have a slide with some pictures only. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hello. Hello.
Sir.
Visible
Yes, sir.
ആണോ അത്? Visible ആണോ?
Visible ആണ്, sir. അതെ, അതെ,
Okay
sir.
then. Okay. Okay then. Okay, we have limited time only. That is, I have to what extent I can go, I don't know. To what extent you like my presentation, I don't know. So since I am invited guest here, I have to present myself. Okay, I will. My intention is not to teach you, not to telling you about. In academics, we have a saying that we have two types of language we are using. Yes, in social science, especially commerce, management, we are using two types of language. One is we say the domain language, and the other one is called the common sense language. Domain language and common sense language. Most of the people are using the common sense language. Even in your examination, even in a classroom, we are using common sense language because common sense language is sufficient for you to introduce something before the student. But even though you are introducing something in common sense language, it most often it doesn't make any sense because of the fact that I will on the way I will tell you. Uh, I will tell you. I will give you some test also, or I will take some inputs from also. Then I can tell you what is the difference between a common sense language and a domain language. But actually we need domain language means when if I belong to the finance, my position is associate professor of finance in Cochin University, so I am expected to teach finance, I am expected to teach do research in finance. Okay, so my area is finance. So when I am saying something in front of a crowd, when I am saying something in front of a crowd like you, academic crowd like you, when you are presenting something, you should easily understand that without telling that I belong to the finance, you should easily understand that whether I am a finance man or a marketing man. Okay, that could be read out easily from the presentation, from the words you are using, from the way you are presenting, from the style you are following, from the accent you are using. Every way you should easily identify that what faculty you belong to, which faculty you belong to. So in as a research scholar or as a academician, you should try to use your domain language instead of common sense language, because common sense language create lot of issue. Because most often when you make a rethink of that, often you have a lot of confusions in your mind. That is why use your domain language, not the financial language, or like we know common sense language. Here my intention is to present my topic in a domain language, even though these terms are familiar to you. But I will take some input from you, then you can understand what is the difference between a domain language and a common sense language. Okay, everybody is having a thought of, everybody having a thought of, the financial system. Investment is really happening in a financial market. People are saying that. Actually, when you are using the term investment is different for different people. As an economist is concerned, investment is nothing which net addition to the capital stock of a country. Economist is saying that you are making an investment when you are making addition to the capital stock of a country. That is when new capital formation is happening in the country, when new business ventures are starting, new enterprises are beginning, new plant and machineries are creating. then only you can say that, there is an economic investment. There is an economic investment. But the commerce people or business people more talking about the financial investment. That is, investment is made over deployment of investment is made in such a way that deployment of funds over different kinds of financial assets, deployment of funds over different kinds of financial assets in order to earn a regular rate of return in the form of interest or dividend. This usual definition which we are using. So we consider stock market investment as an investment. When you make investment in a stock market, we consider it as an investment. We often consider it as an investment. So there is often a criticism from the part of classical economists says that when you make some investment in a primary market or a new issue market, it can be considered as an investment because of that new issue, because of that IPO. The concerned company is collecting some money and they are investing in new ventures. They are buying new plant. They are creating new building. They are buying new lands. Sorry, they buy lands and they are investing plant, machinery, technical know-how, patent, etc., etc. So on account of that, they are creating a production venture or a service venture and providing the production source, marketing and selling the production products and also the sales product. They are able to service product. They are able to collect the revenue, and this will give some economic value to the government. That is why, or value to the economy. That is why they claim that economic meaning of investment means there should be creation of some asset, which is possible only in the case of a primary market. But at the same time, they are criticizing the investment in secondary market, stock market. Being a researcher of stock market, sometimes I have a feel that don't believe in the words of a person's, like many people are promoting the investment in stock market. I don't say that. I don't believe in much in stock market because sometimes you may have returns, sometimes you may not. Investment is really a knowledge game, really a knowledge game. Your knowledge in finance means your knowledge in investment markets, your knowledge in capability to understand the trends and behavior in market, your ability to make the real valuation of asset, your capacity to analyze the market, efficiency of the market, timing of the market, everything is important in order to become a successful investor. Most of the people are losing their money only because they believe in the words of others. We are hearing a term called herd behavior. Hello. We call it as a term called, we often use a term called herding, market herding or herd behavior. Actually, herd behavior, everybody know that, join the crowd. So what others are doing in the market, we are just follow up. Normally, some people just go to the early morning, he will start up his journey and finally he reach a broker's club or broker's terminal. And for example, Geojit or BNP Paribas or whatever be the broking agency. And we go there without understanding, we go there and we watch what is happening there. So a person near to your chair, he is selling some shares or he's buying some shares. And that exchange or the terminal broker is also telling that this is a good share which has a buying pressure or a selling pressure. Either you buy or sell. You can make a short sell or can buy it. So believing that words, we are doing that. But most often what happened is that, the information provided by them may not be found correct. So after all this happened in the 2008, 2013 market crash, we can see that many people, including my friends, have lost a lot of money because they have traded with the information supplied by these brokers. So I think a good investor should be, everybody cannot be Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Nobody could be a Warren Buffett or a Jim Rohn. They are very famous, very world famous investors are there. But they believe that investment is a knowledge game. What is your knowledge about the market? What's your knowledge about the market? What are the conditions you are exposed to, and how you are able to analyze the market, and how much time you can spend for that? Everything is predetermined factor in order to become successful in a market. So my humble request is that don't start your trading simply based on a words of somebody who said that it will create lot of money, lot of wealth. Don't believe that, because lot of people are losing their money only because of the words of others. So if you are a good investor, you should be a very good investor. You should be a good learner. You should understand the trend. You should have some knowledge in the market. Then you can say that.
Excuse me, sir.
Hi. Hello.
Sir, screen is not visible now. PPT.
PPT is, I just give the PPT only. That's
Okay, sir.
good.
Okay, sir.
Don't. I'm not saying anything from the PPT. Okay.
Okay,
I
sir.
want a background. I want a background. So that background is visible on the screen. Now it is visible.
Yes,
Now
sir.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I
Okay.
thought you have stopped
Okay.
that.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Thank you. Then actually, what mean that in order to I have completed my PhD in 2011 July and awarded PhD 2012. It is one of the first PhD in Kerala. I have proud to say that a study which analyzing the fundamentals of IT sector shares. It is really available on the net. It is really available on that. And based on the PhD, I have produced about 5 papers. One is in Vigalpa, other is in Productivity, South Asian Journal of Management, and also Journal of Financial Economic Policy, and many Emerald Journal. I have able to produce 5 out of 3 in ABDC B journal, ABDC journal, and 4 in Scopus journal. That is also 1 in CARE journal. So the thing I found that I don't believe much in the market, and my mechanism was to valuation of securities. Actually, in stock market, we have a concept called the price earning ratio. There are 2 strategies. We are in stock market. We have 2 strategy. One is called a value strategy, and other one is called a growth strategy. Value strategy and a growth strategy. Value stocks and growth stocks. And how these 2 classifications are made, it is easy to understand by the words of Benjamin Graham. Benjamin Graham, who is known as father of investment management, or especially father of fundamental analysis, Benjamin Graham. And he has a famous quotation that during the short run, market is moving like a voting machine. During the short run, market is moving like a voting machine, but in the long run, market is behaving like a weighing machine. So what is hello? I think somebody. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Please,
Yes, sir.
audience.
You're, yes.
1 മിനിറ്റിൽ 1000 പ്രിന്റ് വരും, അങ്ങോട്ട് കൊടുത്താൽ മതി.
Yes, sir. You may continue. Sorry, sir.
Okay. So Benjamin Graham, the famous word is that his famous word is that during the short run, market is moving like a weighing machine, but in the voting machine, but in the long run, it is a weighing machine. That is a famous word of quotation of Benjamin Graham, which means that in the short run, there is no meaning for making any detailed analysis of economy, industry, company fundamentals. There is no meaning of analyzing the fundamentals, because we know that the economy will change. The information about the economy will change only periodically. For example, if you want to get the GDP data in India, you will get that information only on quarterly basis. If you want to get GDP on monthly basis, it is not available. Then you have to take another proxy like Index of Industry Production, IIP, can be a good proxy. But still, lot of confusion if you are using IIP as a proxy for the economic growth of a country. The problem is, we know that when you take into consider the total GDP of the country, out of which 60% are contributed by the service sector alone, 14% is contributed by the agriculture or primary, and the remaining 26% is contributed by the industry. So if you are using, in order to measure the economic growth, if you are using index of industry production, the problem is that it is giving you only a 26% or 1/4% of the total economic growth, because 60% is contributed by the service sector alone. 60% is contributed by. So we have no other source, because most of the cases data in India are publishable only in economic growth terms, only in quarterly basis. You have no you have no choice to collect data on monthly. So we should get IAP. Second one, when you take the case of inflation, okay, as far as inflation is concerned, our inflation is now almost 4 to 6%. When you look at the statistics, we can see a lot of paradox, because during the last 3 to 4 months, The fuel cost in India has been increased almost 40%. Almost 40%. From the level of 80 to 85, the petrol prices were traded at almost at 110. That means almost a 30 to 40% increase were occurred in petrol prices. Diesel is also same way, until the last reduction of 10 rupee as excise duty. But still, we look at the Indian inflation. Our inflation is in the band of 4 to 6%. 4 to 6%. Quite paradox, because we know that our economy is depending on the fuel cost, because Indian economy is basically our 80% of the total funds are deployed for importing crude from foreign market. Importing crude from foreign market, 40% of, 80% of our payments, import payments are for that. And when there is increases in crude oil prices in the market from the level of $35 per barrel, one barrel is equal to around 150 liter, one barrel. From that $38, it reached to $85. So meanwhile, our prices were also increased. Automatically, even though it is not the real consumption, but has a multiplier effect or exponential impact will be on that. All other sectors are depending on transportation and the fuel, especially the thermal power also. To an extent, we're depending on the fossil oil or fossil fuel. But still, we say that our inflation in the rate of 4 to 6%. Our interest rate, repo rate is around 5.75 to 6%, not more than that. Why it happened? It is quite paradox. The thing is that what we have done is the parameters which are given for measuring these changes, we have redefined. From the year 2014, we have redefined it. We have two concepts. One is called core inflation, another one is called headline inflation. Core inflation and headline inflation. Core inflation means inflation which does not take into account the fuel cost as well as the food cost. We exclude food and fuel because they are highly sensitive items. The prices of they are sensitive item. That is why we avoid or we skip those items from the inflation. So we consider core inflation without considering these. But in the headline inflation, we include these items. But the fact is that in India, when you are computing the inflation, headline inflation, the weightage which is given to these two components, like fuel and food, is roughly less than 10. That means even though these fuel costs or these components were increased in the market, it will not directly affect much on our inflation computation. So thing is that in order to suppress our inflation, actually we are not suppressing our inflation, but we are only suppressing the figures of our inflation through the different modes. So obviously, when you want to measure the impact of inflation, obviously we have to take the data, either WPI, wholesale price index, or CPI. Both are available only on monthly duration, but not. So the fundamentals say that if you are investor in a market, and if you are a trader, day trader or a weekly trader, so the fundamentals are not much impacting on it because there is no significant changes in fundamentals. No industry changes will happen on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. No changes in economy happens on a daily basis. No change happening in the company's performance on a monthly basis. Actually, the company reports are published in India only quarterly basis or half yearly or yearly basis. So that is why during the short run, the prices in the market will move in accordance with the market sentiments, market moods, conditions, etc. Supply demand forces in the market that will decide the prices. So normally, when you are elected a particular political party, okay, after 1 to 2 months, we are expecting a lot of from that party, and we elected them. We have elected them. And most case, they will end up with their performance below our expectation. That is, we dissatisfied with them, easily dissatisfied with them. Then we are waiting for the next. We are waiting for the next election in order to vote for another party. This was the trend until the last year. So thing is that we easily fed up with that. That is why here we are going after the glamour. Means we feel that somebody would come in power, they will do something. We fond of, or we like their, or we are fascinated by their glamour. But that glamour will not exist on a long day. That is after some days, it will over. We are waiting for the election. The market is also like that. During the short run, only the prices which is getting much fascination by the investors because of their sentiments, because of their expectation. And some shares are getting picked in the market in the short run and they will produce return. But it is only a short-term phenomenon. But in the long run, those are getting much value during the short run that will lose their power, that will use your attraction. And only those stocks which are sustainable, only those stocks which are fundamental, which are fundamentally strong, which are fundamentally strong, that will sustain in the market on a long-term perspective. That will sustain in the market on a long-term perspective. That is why Benjamin Graham, the father of fundamental analysis, says that the market will moving like a voting machine in the short run, but it turn into a weighing machine in the long run. In the long run, only those stocks can exist which are performing, which are really fundamentally strong, really fundamentally strong. So that theory is a basic theory. That is why in the short run, prices are moving like that. So you can be a short trader. But on the other hand, if you are a long-term investor, we have to be very cautious about that. So that is why my area, I am believing only in the fundamental approach, but not in the technical approach. Actually, from the year 2011, when I have completed my PhD, I conclude with some of the stocks which are really undervalued. And even though being a researcher in that area, I am not much fascinated by the investment that time. That is why, however, for knowing whether what prediction I have made, whether it is correct or not, I have done a small investment with two stocks. Two stocks. One stock I found is that Sonata Software. Sonata Software. Sonata Software that time was trading at a price of about 23, 24 rupees. And in my study, I have found what methodology I follow, price earning ratio, that is PEG ratio, price earning growth mechanism. That is a model which is supported by econometrics I have applied. And I found that that stock is undervalued. There are two things we take. One is the price earning ratio. Normally, a value stock or value strategist believe that stock with the low PE, better investment. Stock with the low PE or low PB. Reason clear? Because low PE, because of the reason the price in the market is not high, but earning per share is relatively good. Market price is not so high, but earning per share is good. That is why low PE, which means that that stock has some potential, but this is not revealed to others. That stock is not get momentum in the market. People are not much aware of that stock because only because of that market price. People have some glass ceiling to make investment. They are not starting investment there, but the companies are reporting good profits. So that is why earning per share is good, but price earning ratio is low. So that is called value stock. So I found this Sonata Software is highly undervalued because its price earning ratio is much lower than a normal price earning ratio based on the industry standard. Based on the IT industry standard, I have put a benchmark index basically on a statistical projection I have made for that, based on which I put a normal price earning ratio. And I compare the actual price earning ratio with the normal price earning ratio, found that this actual price earning ratio of Sonata was much lower than normal price earning ratio, which the impression that prices are lower valued. The stock of Sonata was lower valued. So I decided to make an investment of 100 shares. I not 92 shares. Actually, I have invested 92 shares at the rate of 23 rupees. That was made in 2012. Okay, 2012 I have made that investment. So end of 2011. That is after submitting thesis, then after that. Okay, then I wait for that. Actually, I'm not a trader. I didn't look back to the market. I forget about the share. And usually when I'm taking the seminars, especially from the year 2016 onwards, because many college, I got opportunity to visit many of the colleges in Kerala, almost all colleges. Very limited college, means there are colleges are there, but most of the popular college, I got an opportunity to go there and share my thoughts. So that time I just compare. So in 2017, when I consider the price of Sonata Software. I forget about the 92 shares in Sonata. I forget about that. But usually, and every year I am getting some dividend, but dividend is quite interesting because I have total investment on 92 into 20, around 2,000 something amount I have invested actually. But within the 3 years, first 3 years, I got a dividend of 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. That is a year. I got a dividend of 8 rupees per hour per share. 8 rupees per share. 90/28. You imagine about 1,000 rupees I got. Less than 1,900 or something I have got. And almost all years I am getting dividend. And now almost 8,000 or something. Sorry, 6,000 or something I have already received as dividend itself. Less than 6,000. This year I got a dividend of 750. Sorry, 820. 820 I got as dividend for an investment of 2,000 rupees investment made in 2011. So this is not a simple game. I have made some effort to identify that through my academics, but I am not interested in trading. But for testing my academic thought or academic finding, in order to prove that I do it, I have done it. And now in 2020, last year, when I am taking a class, when comment this document, I said that that price is now just I want to check. No, okay. That the price was reached to the level of 790. And 2021 beginning, its price was 923. Now it is trading at the rate of 870. 870. Still, I haven't sold that share. I haven't sold that share because it is a share only not for making money, but for proving my thoughts or proving my findings. So with a share having the value of 23 or 24, now it reached to the level of 900. Within 10 years, it has almost 45 times. The return is 4,500 percentage. 4,500 percentage. Now the 2,000 becomes 90,000. 2,000 become 90,000. So even though trader, I request you to visit my ResearchGate profile, every time. Especially, I have basically, I'm a researcher. I am fully committed for that level only, and trying to publish maximum in good journals only. Earlier, in order to consider the number, I have made some publication, but last 3 to 4 years, especially last 3 years, I have published only the good journals of Emerald or journals of Sage or Wiley. And all the paper when it's publishing, every month I have a paper is coming out, and that paper is automatically added to ResearchGate. I have given the copy of that. If you are interested in research, not in trading research, you can look through that. My TG Saji, you just search my name, TG Saji. That's all. TG Saji, no other name is needed. TG Saji, you can get all the papers I am publishing, including the publications in IIM Ahmedabad. This paper, Vigalpa, what I told, നിങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യം ഇതാണ്. Just this is the, sorry. This is the paper I have published. What I told you about Sonata software. Hello? Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, it is a journal of Vigalpa. That is, Vigalpa is the journal of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Number 1 management journal in India. Number 1 only in India, not in the world. Okay, only in India. And this is my PhD thesis also. I have extracted the paper there from. Not as such, I've changed a lot because thesis is somewhat different in paper. So this is the paper published by Sage, and also paper name Earning Growth and Value Premium Indian Experience. Okay, so what I said is that I have picked this stock. Many stocks are there, undervalued stock, but I picked this stock. This is a stock I have picked. This is one Sonata Software. Sonata Softwares I picked and made investment there. And some function are also be done every year. If I pick a stock as undervalued in the previous year, and if you invest there, what will happen in the next year? That is also I have made, and some methodology have executed. Many methodologies we have executed. Many statistical process I have to go through that. Okay, go through that until this. So this is a paper already published in IIM Ahmedabad. Vigalpa, I have published that paper. And in order to test this claim, I have invested in that and produced a decent return of 4,500. Still, I didn't sell that share. Actually, one handicap in capital market of the country in India is that about our demat account is still is less than 7%. Less than 7%. That means 50 million people have demat accounts here. 50 million people. People have no confidence in trading in the market. One factor I mentioned that recently I have submitted a proposal, a project proposal for SERP Quantitative Social Science. A proposal has been invited them. I have submitted a proposal, and the proposal name is Knowledge Gap in Investment Finance. Knowledge Management in Investment Finance, Dissecting Theory Practice Gap. Dissecting Theory Gap. Actually, we commerce people or we management people are teaching the security analysis, investment management, or every paper we are teaching. But the sad fact is that actually most of the 90% of the people are teaching the subject without having any actual interest. A person who is actually teaching security analysis should have some basics in quantitative market or quantitative management, or we would say quant finance. You have some basics in regression, not simple regression, time series regression, and also you have a knowledge in the advanced time series technique like NADR or ARDL, or we would wavelet analysis. Many models are coming out in the market every day. New models are coming. So you have a basic knowledge in that. Then only you can teach actually security. Otherwise, a lot of confusion will be in your mind. Actually, Padmanabh sir has taught this topic to me when when MG University has introduced this paper as the first paper in 1996. Actually, I am a student which completed my post-graduation from Sri Shankara College in the year 1998. Okay, the final year, that is 1998, not 1997, March. Actually, result comes only in the next year, 98 January or something like. So that time, this is when this paper is introduced in the market. Normally, a person having larger experience or also a traditional teacher will not make any courage to take that paper. But sir has shown that courage, and he taught me the security analysis. And sir was not much efficient in quantitative finance, but he knew the theory. He has committed teacher, really committed teacher. Every class, I remember him in my every class, every presentation. I will tell him, because no, otherwise I cannot he stand here. So as a person, lot of disqualifications are there, because every person, including me, has my own weakness or my own drawbacks. But I am analyzing a person from the domain when his wavelength. As a teacher, he's a really I think I have to be around. I have to think about a role model on him, no doubt at all. So the quant finance, he's struggling with that, but because of our personal interest in that subject and basics in quantitative analysis, I tried my level best to know more things about that. That is why I have decided to do a work on that, PhD on that, and continue my career in the domain of asset pricing and risk management. My domain, asset pricing and risk management. This was done that time. Okay, this was done that time. So the problem here is that even though we have a trader, we have investor, the problem is that we teach this paper. Problem is still I am not a trader. Even though I am teaching, I am doing research on that, I am not a trader. But in my department, my colleague is there, Dr. Dagesh Krishna. He's an assistant professor there from Rajagiri College. Actually, he has done any research on that, but actually he's a good trader in derivatives. And his policy is that today in the noon, if you want to take some lunch, we need 100 or 200. Then he will make that money out of the trade that time. He will buy some future or a option. He will, every time he's watching that. And suppose you may invest 200 or 20,000 for a money, he always keep that money. And when it comes 200 or 300, he will sell it. So he get 300, then go for the lunch. So that kind of investor is there. But in 2008, we have found a new type of investors. That investors is technically we call pig investors. We call it as pig investors. Pig. What is a pig? You know, pig is a dirty animal. We know that it continues to consume food even after it feels that sufficient. Its stomach is full, but still it is continue to food. Some investors are like that. He will continue to food. Means the pig investors is, suppose I may invest. For example, I can be a pig investor. While investing that money, I put a return that 10%. I want a return of 10%. Okay, I invest today morning. Okay, by evening 10% I got. 10% good because day trading I have only margin money is required, so larger number of trading can be done. Okay, I got almost 10% for my investment. I got 10%. So actually, or day trader, I have to execute in by evening, or otherwise, as an investor, once I reach a 10,000, I have to sell it and go out. If I am a rational investor, but I am not a rational investor. I am a greedy investor. So I thought I will think that is by noon, by evening, it is producing 10% return. Okay. So why should I wait for the next day? It may be 20, it may be 30, it may be 40. So I have to wait. This happened in the 2008 also. From the 2004, the index point in India was only 4,000. And it is reached at 2008 by 20,000 points. Around a 300% growth were shown. 300% growth were shown within a period of 5 years. So maximum number of demat accounts were opened in India during the year 2008 because more people, when the stock market was a skyrocket, more people were attracted towards that. They believe that the market will bring me along a lot of money. That is why people were come forward, open their account. But the thing is that it was a 2008 market 20,000 touch. It is a case of euphoria. We call it as a euphoria. In every crisis, before every crisis, the stock market will reach its highest position. This is a phenomenon. Not only here, from the Great Depression 1930 onwards, we can see the phenomenon. It is called euphoria, greedy buying. So the market is making superfluent or abnormal growth within a short span of time. Actually, it is a real warning signal of something happen unusual in the coming period. From the 20,000 point to Indian capital market crashed to the level of 2008. 8,000 something, 8,000 to 9,000 point. Within a 1 to 2 months, it has happened. So our market was not strong, but the prices were moving up. Most of them were opened their account because of their greedy buying. So that means if 10% I put, actually I have to sell at 10%, but I won't sell. I think that it will 20. Okay, next day it will become 20. Again, I wait. This way, investors are waiting. But after some time, what happened? Suddenly the market will fail. So you will lose everything. That is why the stock market is often the economist. So earlier, I come back to that earlier word that economics says that the primary market is giving you the real investment, but secondary market, your investment is. Okay, secondary market, your investment is not constructive. That is why they claim that stock market is a place not for construction of wealth, but for destruction of wealth. Your wealth will be destructed, but you are not creating any construction. Why? Because I will tell you two terms which is used in American economist. One term is called, we call it as called a lemon market structure. Stock market is often a lemon market structure. And there is another market structure which is called a plum market. Lemon market and a plum market. What is the difference between two terms? Lemon market. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Very much.
Yes.
Okay, actually, I am not. Just to tell, because I am not seeing anybody. If in an offline class, that problem will not come because we can see everybody, we can understand the face expression, okay, everything, non-verbal communication, everything, kinesics, proxemics, everything is possible. But here I am not seeing anything. A screen is in front of mine with a blank screen. That is why I am skeptical whether I reach you, whether I am successful in reaching you.
Very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very well.
Okay then. Yes. So lemon market structure, we would say lemon market structure and plum market structure. Lemon market structure, actually it is a second-hand car market in US. Second-hand car market. You know, second-hand car market, what is the problem of second-hand car market? It is a sign of inefficient market. We call it as inefficient. Stock market pricing are basically believed in, especially fundamentalists are believed in at least strong flow market efficiency, at least strong flow market efficiency. Because we know in a lemon market structure, what happened is that when I am selling my car, I have an old car, and that car is lot of problems. Imagine. Then I want to sell it. So I find a broker and ask the broker to know I am selling a car. So broker, no, this car has some problem. Okay, I will tell. Okay, no problem. You sell it. I will give you some money. And what the broker is do, he will canvas a buyer, prospective buyer who want to buy that car. He will find one. Okay, he will find one and make some marketing tricks. He make him agreed to buy my car. So the other poor fellow don't know what is the problem of the car. But I know, and this broker perhaps know what is the problem of the car. This is the problem really happen in capital market also. Lot of companies are taking money from, lot of companies are issuing shares. This happened in 2008 also. Lot of money, lot of people have, a lot of companies were about 150 companies were gone for IPO in the year 2007-8, about 150 companies. The thing is that most of them were tried to get maximum amount of capital from the market, maximum amount of capital. But the thing is that for what purpose they are taking the money, where they are investing, nobody knows. So most of them are, paper companies, and that company having a good background. When you look at the balance sheet, they have a rosy picture. Their assets are relatively high. Okay, because of the fact that we know from the year 2016 onwards, this is not possible in India, at least in India, because those company having net worth of about 250 crores, they have to fully use IFRS convergent standards. Lot of provisions are given in IFRS. Lot of provisions are given in IFRS, especially standard Ind AS 16, very important, and also 36 intangible asset, very important, and also 38 contingent assets, very important. So some Ind AS 33, that is earning per share. Ind AS 33 earning per share, very important. Because of these provisions, and Ind AS 12, that is income tax. So lot of changes were occurred in the standard and the reporting system. And one of the main advantage of IFRS recently, I got a paper acceptance in Journal of Applied Accounting Research. It is an Emerald journal, and now it is an ABDC B journal, and the next time it will go to A, because its H index is relatively high, about 30 or above. So next chance, 2021, when the revision is made by ABDC, probably fall into the A journal, A category. Okay, you should have some. What I am trying to say is that since you are all academicians and looking for your career, you need publication, minimum publication you need, and you should be aware of that. What are the possibilities? There are strategies are there for publishing. We should have some strategies. Even though you have knowledge, you have things, then it is very difficult for you to find a good journal. So publishing is a good strategy, really a strategy. There are many people I found that they have excellent number of publications, but their knowledge base something is very weak. But still they are publishing very well, especially in the domain of marketing and HR. So marketing and HR, or if you say this kind of publication, people have some strategy. There should be some strategy. Actually, I believe that if you ask me, I would say instead of this kind of investment basic, I would say you need a discussion on how to publish papers. What are the strategy you should follow? What strategy you should follow? How you identify a Scopus Index journal, how care journal, and also you beware. Don't think that when some message is coming to you, it is a Scopus Index journal. Don't think that it is Scopus Indexed one. Okay, now a lot of cloned journals are coming. In UGC care, it is clearly shown that some journals are cloned journal. But when you go for the Scopus, also cloned journals are there. For example, recently my friend has published. He has to appear for an interview soon. So he has not sufficient number of publication Scopus. That is why he trying to get some Scopus immediately. And when he look into the journal website, one journal, beware that journal, I will tell you the name of the journal. Online Turkish Journal of Qualitative Inquiry. That is a journal. online Turkish Journal of Qualitative Inquiry. If you look at the website, that journal is a Scopus indexed. Okay, really, that journal is a Scopus indexed. If you have a Scopus ID, when you search for the journal in the system, you know that it is a Scopus index. It is definitely a Scopus indexed. But the thing is that these journals are now accepting papers on monthly basis and by paying article processing charge of around $100 or 7,500. But once you make the payment within 1 or 2 days, paper will appear. And when you refer the name of the journal in the Scopus side, you know that it is a Scopus indexed journal. Okay, you have a feeling that it is a Scopus indexed journal. You have a feeling that. But the problem is that when you search the journal home, when you search it, that journal, the original journal is clearly saying that it is a quarterly journal, and the journal is not accepting any article processing fees. That is specifically mentioned in the journal home. And actually, in the Scopus, that quarterly journal, which is published based without any payment, that is really indexed in Scopus. But the same journal is cloned another prototype in the same website, saying that it is monthly journal and we pay the money within 1 or 2 days. Perhaps if you give that paper to a university like Cochin University or University Calicut or any university in Kerala, the people who are analyzing or people who are evaluating, they may not be able to get into that. Maybe. But when you apply for a national institute or any other institute which is giving UGC control or any central university or institute, you cannot get it because they clearly identify that when the paper is given, they clearly go to the back home and identify that whether it is real or not. So a lot of invitations are coming to you, and now you can see I have a lot of invitation. One is that that is 2019. We have introduced this care list in 2019. Before the backdated journals are, we are ready to. We are a UGC listed journal, and we are ready to publish your paper backdated. So I won't advise you to go for that. But in Kerala, it is possible because most of the universities or most of the colleges are not demanding any Scopus kind or like that. That is why it is possible for you to make your minimum requirement to complete your process. That's all. But I don't believe that this type of dilution will not exist for a long period of time. After some time it will over. Okay, that is why when you are trying to do something, it should be done in a proper way. Okay, proper way. Do some effort and take into. Last week I got a paper in Journal of Accounting, Auditing and Finance. It is a Sage publication and a journal. It is an A journal. But how much time it take to publish, you remember? You know, in 2009, 20 July, I have submitted that paper. In the year 2021 number means almost 15 months, sorry, 18 months it has taken. 18 months it has taken to complete the process. 6 round review I have made. So once I have completed an A journal, then I can apply for any IEM. Means I can apply for that, but it doesn't mean that I am selecting for that. I can apply for that because in every IEM they require at least one. For associate professor level you need one A journal, or a professor level you need at least two A journal, or one A means 2B. 2B means 2B or 4C, or 2A means 4B or 8C. That way they are covered. So once you get that, you are qualified for that, but doesn't mean that you are selecting for that. You can apply, you are eligible to apply. That is the way they are looking for. So here I mentioned that I am trying to say that you don't go after this kind of clone journal. And some journals we call it a predator journal. Predator means earlier when you look. So my colleague in my college, previous college, she has published a paper. I think I don't remember the name of the paper in a online journal. Okay, online journal in 2020 or something, 2019. And in 2019 December, when we go for the NAC submission, SSR, I was the NAC coordinator there, so I have to submit the SSR report. Only after that I joined Cochin University. So we need the link of that journal. So when she searched that for the link when she sought for link in the website, she didn't get any link. because that journal is absconded. So some journals are like that. Predator, it is predator. So these kind of journal, you shouldn't prefer that journal. And you will not get any benefit out of that. Well, initially you can, for 1 or 2 publication, you can do it. But after some time, I would say, suppose a person who is looking for his career entry, if they demand only number of papers only, they can do that. Still, there is opportunity for relatively good journals are there. You can search for that. But others who are in the system, I suggest to you, my humble suggestion is that don't go after this. Don't go after this. Some of these journals having the Google Scholar citation of 200 or 300 may be given to you, but nobody will count it. Nobody will count it. Sometimes in certain institute publishing in a no-rated journal, suppose you may publish, I am afraid of that because I have some publications in not up to the standard journal. So I am suppressing that. I am not showing that journal publication in my personal CV, because if I show it along with the good journals, only because of that, since I publish papers in a low-rated journal, my application will be rejected. I have such incidents. I met such incidents. So actually, I met all the qualification, but one IIM Shillong, when I apply for that, sorry, Lucknow, and I apply that, they have rejected application stating that you have published in poor quality journals. So that is also very beware. Okay, you should be beware of that also. So this is about some publication. I would, if any opportunity comes, I will give you some directions. Possibly nowadays, people are looking for that, how we can publish a paper and what are the journal, how you search the journals. So everything we can discuss later. My job is not here to talk about the publication, but I talk only about the investment, right? So come back to that. We have a 2 market structure. One is lemon and other one is plum market structure. Stock market is like a lemon market structure, means it is a second-hand car market. When I want to sell my car, I contact a broker, and through the broker, I contact a buyer, and the buyer don't know what is the problem of the car. I know it. This happens in 2008 also. Many of the American companies like City Union Bank, similarly AIG, American Insurance Group, and also Lehman Brothers, they were lost their money by collecting the money from the public. So people have lost their money, huge amount of money, because those who are investing in the stock, they don't understand what is happening there. That is why I repeat, investment is a knowledge game. Investment is a knowledge game. But in the plum market structure, so the stock market is like a lemon market structure, market inefficiency. It is a skewed market, skewed market. Skewness means information on the one side. A very few people, especially the negatively skewed, means only very few people know the information. The market is controlled by them. Market is dominated by them. Actually, market as such it is. It can be possible only in the short run, but not in the long run. It cannot be possible, because in the long run, market is taking its power and gaining momentum, and the market will move with a great force, and nobody can move or swim against the market. You can move along with the market in the long run. That is why market will discount only the good things. What are the good things about the company? All the good things will be discounted by the company, because they have limited time. So that time you can go for a detailed analysis of economy, industry, fundamentals. You can identify what method I follow. The same way you can also go that, and then you can identify the mispriced securities, means undervalued securities. You can invest there and wait for the future. This will possible, but in the short run, there is no time gap before you. Market is random, not market is often random. Random means market showing trends and tendencies. So it is very difficult for you to identify the efficient and inefficient, because market is weak from efficiency showing there. As and when information comes, it trends. So very difficult for you to make but still we know that real random walk is a very, in the pricing terms we can say that, but real terms it is very difficult. Still market is under the control of a group of workers. Otherwise, this 1991 security scandal led by the Harshad Mehta, 2001 security scandal held by the Ketan Parekh, and in 1953, Harshad Mundra, Haridas Mundra. So many people were dictated the market conditions in India. They have made a huge amount of money. Now we know that Indian market, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala can decide what are the shares should be increased and how it should be Okay, how to make a bullish pressure on that. He and his team can decide. So this is usually happen in the market also. So that is why stock market information efficiency is lacking there. Market is not really informationally efficient. That is why it is a lemon market structure. But in the plum market structure, we know that in the plum market structure, we know that market is like a first hand market, first hand car market. You know, in the first hand car market, you know that when the company is selling the car, company will what company knows, that information is normally passed on to the customer. Some information may be hiding, however most information will be handed over to the customer, those who can be a prospective buyer of the car. So here what the company knows, almost the same information is with the customer also. If that is why most people, before buying the first hand car, we will search for information. We take the reviews, although after that we can make a decision. So this is a primary market, and economists believe only in primary market. But we people, many people here, those who are marketing strategists or those who are the advocates of the capital market, remember one thing, remember those who are the real researchers of stock market are not advocating you to invest without any blending, with the invest simply. No, they will not tell you if you are a person who has studied the capital market. So you can take that trend, or if you are an investor or a trader, you can, if you are we have able to take the risk. If your risk tolerance level is high, your risk tolerance level is high, you can invest it. You can invest it. Roughly, people say that what is a portion of money you can invest in a stock market. The simple formula, most people say that take your age. For example, my age is 46. So 100 minus 46, you take 100 minus 46. That is equal to 54%. I can invest maximum up to 54%. Remaining 46% should be invested in a highly. Suppose somebody, maybe your age is 30 or 35. So that time you can invest 65% in stock and 35. That only the risk tolerance level, which is closely related to your age also. You know that a person who is at the age of 70 or 75, who is riding a bike, he will not ride a bike at a speed of more than 50 kilometers per. And the same way you can say that if you see a person at the age of 25, at the person 25, you cannot see that he is riding a bike at a speed of less than 50 kilometers. Okay, this age is very closely related to your risk tolerance. This will happen in capital market also. Okay, so that is why market efficiency, we would say. Remember that term, lemon market structure, and other one is called a plum market structure. In primary market, we can see the plum market structure because company has to make a detailed report of SEBI before going for the initial public offer or follow-on public offer. But in the case of stock market, most of the prices are manipulated by the brokers and it is controlled by a group of investors. That is why money will be moved in the market and investor attention will be received, and somebody would get money and somebody will lose it. One thing you remember that as far as Indian market is concerned, often Indian market is called a hot money market. We call hot market. Means a concept we call hot money. Hot money means money which is flowed into a country looking for the easy return and attractive return. In India, many of the investments are where we can see the investments made by the foreign investors, foreign institution investors. They are a regular investor in Indian market, regular investor in the market. And in every market or in every security, there is at least 10%, or not more than 10%. Not more than 10% investment is made by the foreign institution investors. Not more than 10% investment is made by the foreign institution investment. If you take the definition of OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and they are publishing, okay, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and also the definition given by the UNCTAD. Okay, UNCTAD, United Nations Cooperation for Trade and Development, UNCTAD. If you look the definition of that, they have a clear definition about what is a foreign institution investment and what is a foreign direct investment. And their definition, if you in your classroom, you are normally teaching a subject that the difference between foreign institution investment and foreign direct investment is that foreign direct investment, the intention of the people to control over the company. They want to control the company where they are investing. But in the case of foreign institutional investment, their intention is to take advantage of price differences prevailing in the market because they are a profit hunter in the market. That is why foreign investors are coming to market. Indian market is one of the attractive market for investment in the world. Okay, in the world, almost all investors have their presence in Indian market. Almost all car company have their market in India. Similarly, almost all investors in India have their investment in Indian market because they are considered it as a hedge capital. The one of the advantage of Indian market is that when other markets are failing, then Indian market, that failure will reach Indian market only after a lag. So that is why other investors are still investing in India, even though other markets are failing, because they will get some return. They can hedging their return through Indian market. But the sad fact is that one day they will come up with a fewer amount of money. But once they get back home, or when they're returning to their home, they will take about a huge amount of money. For example, in 2008, the total 2008 September total portfolio foreign institutional investors into the country is only 20,000 crores. And when the capital market were crashed, the money they have taken from our home to their homeland is 1 lakh crores. So they borrowed 20,000 crores and taken back, taken back 100,000 crores, 100,000 crores. Okay, 100,000 crores means 1 lakh crores. They have taken back their money. So 80,000 crores were lost by Indians. Indian were lost 80,000 crores, and that 80,000 crores were taken over by a foreign company or foreign investors. They have taken their money home. So that is classroom definition. We would say foreign institution investment means like that, investment in capital market in order to take advantage of the price difference and earning return. We want to become rich at a very easy, within a very short span of time. That is why they are coming here and they are investing and taking money back home. But in the case of foreign direct investment, we would say they keep their money for a period and they want to nurture a company here. It is in green field mode or brown field mode. Green field mode means they are creating 100% own subsidiary company here. In the brown field, they are merger with an Indian company. They merge with an Indian company. They acquire an Indian company. That is called a brown field mode. Other one is, it is called a green field mode. Their intention is clear. They have to invest in Indian market. So when you are using that definition, one problem will come. So whether foreign institutional investors are able to invest in, if it is a offline class, I will take some input from you also. Otherwise, it will take some time. So what I intend to say, actually, I'm just telling you some of the facts which is happening in the market, and I also clarify some of the things which you really want to, get explanation. Okay, that's only because it is a very misconceptions and realities. Lot of things are there. That is why very deliberately I put that term, misconceptions and realities. Misconceptions and realities. Somebody have a preconception that capital market make you rich. No, it is never happen. So that is why I just try to change your misconceptions and raise some realities. It is only, remember, it is what I am telling only from my perception. I am not claiming that it is 100% correct. This is only my perception and what I have experienced for the last 18 years. I have experience in 18 years, not fully. Actually, I start my career as a teacher in a parallel college in 1999 because I know economic deprivation and poverty was often many times make me and make my brother pulling out back from the studies actually. However, from bigger we fight well because in my life and in class I am using a word called the definition given by the Pierre de Coubertin. The Pierre de Coubertin has rightly remembered. He is at the time in 1896 when he inaugurated the Olympics event. Sorry, closing time of Olympics events. That time he commended, Pierre de Coubertin, father of modern Olympics, he commended that the essential thing in the game is not to win, but to fight well, but to participate. Essential thing in the game is not to win, but to participate. Pangadika, that is more important than winning. Similarly, the essential thing in the life is not to conquer, but to fight well. So since I have spent my time, most of the time with poor students of government college, socially and economically backward students, I remind them a particular name that since you are born in a poor family, you have no privilege to enjoy anything in your life until you reach a position. Once you reach a position, no problem, you can enjoy anything. But until you reach that position, you have no freedom. But sad fact is that people are not using the words or taking that words in their mind. What happened is that after some time, they have to stop their studies, or they have to complete the studies but not successful in their life. When I am doing my pre-degree in Sri Shankara College, Kaladi, during the period 92 period, I hadn't seen the canteen inside of my canteen because I have no money with me. At the time of pre-degree onwards, I was taking tuition because my financial background is compelling me to do that. Cat rearing, cow rearing. So that way, I am not alone. My brother is also like that. What happened is that my brother is in a position which is superior to me. He is the professor in mathematics in Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. We both are. Perhaps he has struggled more than me because I have a brother, so elder brother. So obviously, I can depend on him for some matters, but he has nobody to depend. So we have nurtured our life that way. So that time we have no enjoyed anything. Yesterday, when I went to St. Patrick's, my elder son is learning there. But then I passed through the Manyapra. I remember about 20 years back in the same road, I was passing through the road with a bicycle, wearing a lungi, and there is a basket of hens, kori, for taking the vaccination of that hens in Manyapura government hospital. From here, there around 12 kilometers. Cycling. I remember that about 20 years back. And what I am telling that frankly telling. Yesterday, I was passing through the same road with a car costing around 17 lakhs inside the car. The same path I am passing through that. So when I'm passing through the road with my car, in my car, then I remembered that about 20 years back, how I have, what I am, what I was. So from that level to we reach here, then I would stop my career here. Every day I am looking for a new paper. I'm looking for a new opportunity. When I join Cochin University, next day on, I believe that I have to go from there to another institute. That way, that vigor. Because in the infancy stage or developing stage, a lot of problem we have. So that should be overcome. Being an average student that time, that could be overcome only for the commitment we have shown. Not I am alone. Lot of people, perhaps many of you are in private aided college, may not have that. But if you are a government college, obviously, a lot of people is like that. That is the difference between a government aided college and private aided college and government college. I have experienced that because I worked in both. രണ്ട് സ്ഥലത്ത് ഞാൻ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. So your attitude, your commitment towards the subject, towards the student, how you are able to, a teacher need not be a good scholar. The student will get information from the Google or everything, they are getting the information, but your touch is very important. But what level commitment you are showing towards the student, that will recognize you, that will appreciate you. Your knowledge is secondary, but your attitude and your approach and how you are motivating them, that is more important. So if you are a good motivator, you should have a self-motivation. Otherwise, you cannot motivate. From the year 2012, when I start after my PhD, I start to take classes, leading seminars and workshops. Then that time onwards, I am repeatedly telling the two teachers that When you are giving it, whether it is an M project or BCom project, whatever it is, you should give it up to them, and you have to do some work on that. The advantage is that after completing that program, the student will have to show some commitment towards that. Everybody need not be known everything. That is not a criteria, not a condition. Everybody need not be known everything. It is not a condition, but you have to do some commitment towards that. You try to learn something without understanding any paper, without taking any paper on econometrics. I was able to lead many econometric workshops now. I am able to publish papers, most of using econometrics only, using econometrics, using quantitative analysis, or use or Python or any software is possible. But thing is that you don't learn everything at a time, very gradually. So when you are taking something, when you are doing something, it should be a right course, and you convert everything into in the form of a material or an output that will beneficial not only to you but also to your student also. In government college, last 3 years, that time onwards publication was more important. So I given a topic to the student with a very contemporary relevant, especially from the area of stock market, international global business, but my area, I am giving that, or some people are voluntarily are taking that paper. And after they completing that, I made them, I compelled them to, I insist on them to present this paper somewhere in their own name, with not my name. With not my name, you just they present it and their paper because in a particular year. Hello.
Sir, your voice is breaking. Sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Sir, your voice is breaking. Maybe due to network problem.
So can you hear us?
I am hearing you.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
കേൾക്കാൻ
They are
പറ്റുക?
not. ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. Yes.
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. Okay. Okay, at what time I can go? Up to what time?
So the session is expected to be completed by 11:30. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ടൈം കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്.
Okay. So I will stop now. No problem. Is any question they have, then I will address it.
Okay, sir.
So I cannot complete everything because of limited time. I couldn't complete.
Yes, we understand,
Anyway,
sir.
Dear participants, the session is now for open for interaction. Sir, I think there are no queries.
Saji.
Okay. Hello.
Saji, how are you? How are you?
Oh, fine, sir.
Well
sir.
done.
Sir, how are you?
Yes,
I couldn't
I'm fine.
understand.
Yeah.
Sir, I am in Cochin University now.
Yes, you had written to me some time back. That was, I think, when you joined, you had written to me from the government college. You have moved to Cochin University.
2019 December. That day we met in a seminar, I think, sir. I invited you for a seminar in my college. Sir, how is in government, university, sir? Central University, Kerala? How it is going?
Yeah, it's fine, and we have opened up for only second year students now. First year students are still online.
No, oh, sir.
Yeah, our admissions are completed only now.
This time also I applied for the last year I applied for the associate professor that time. This time also I am applying.
Okay,
Hmm.
still there is time.
Mm-hmm.
The time is not.
December 20th last day I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think you can give the opportunity to others. They might have something to ask.
Hmm. Okay, sir. Thank you. See you, sir. See you, sir. In person, see you.
Bye.
Okay, bye, sir.
Any queries from the part of participants? You may please unmute and ask.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, rather than trading, nowadays people are more interested in investing in SIPs.
Yeah.
So, how we can earn money through investing in SIPs, or how we can select a good funds for investing?
So SIP can be selected not only for mutual fund investment, but also for your trading also, shares also. I will tell you one example. Then after a long gap, I have started a new Demat account through Paytm Money. Why I select that Paytm Money? Because it is very easy for me. Because in 2017, Richard A. Thaler, the Nobel Prize laureate for behavioral finance, and one of the concept which he has given is about nudging. If you want somebody to do something, make somebody to do something, make it easy for them to do. Make it easy for them to do. Now everyone is able to trade. Everyone is able to trade through their mobile phone without making any stringent or any kind of measures. So it is very easy for you to do or start with trading. Very easy way. So first I have invested one share, simply MRO Tech. MRO Tech. I have bought that share at 100 shares at the rate of 49.65, 4,950 I have invested. So next week, the price were slashed to 45 or 44. Then again, I invest 100 shares. Then again, I invest 100 shares. Third day, it is increased to 47. Again, it is increased to 100. And again, I have invested 100 shares. And yesterday, I have sold 200 shares at the rate of 55.50. With a 1 or 2 week, I got a return of 20% through a systematic planning of investment. So that is why SIP is an investment where you can continue to invest whether the market is bullish or bearish. The SIP will work more when there is a risk of downside risk, or downside risk is very prominent. So SIP investment in mutual fund, it is possible for you. The loss is comparatively lesser than the stock, but SIP can be done in the stocks also, not only the mutual funds. So SIP will be better when there is a tendency for falling of stock market, because Warren Buffett's famous term is that you can find a good investment opportunity even the market is falling down. Hello, Anup. Hello.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, if I may, I have a question.
Okay. Who is that? Please tell me your name. It is Rahul.
My name is Rahul.
Okay, Rahul.
Yeah.
I know you because you are the son of my guru. Okay, I know you.
Thank you, sir. I'm honored. So my doubt is just that, previously, I'm not very well versed with the investment, but as far as I know, some of my friends used to had been market players back a couple of years back. So what they've been saying, they used to say banking sectors and iron and steel sectors used to be much more concrete before, but now you can see that there have been not like a steady decline, but the prices are being like very unstable, especially in banking sector. So could you like clarify something on this, like give some insights on that?
Okay, what I know, I will tell. What I know, I will tell. It may be correct or wrong.
Okay.
Because Malligaran sir, he is a more expert than me in that area. Anyway, I will tell what my perception about that. Actually, normally in the banking sector, we call it as an income share, which we will played very well, especially in a falling economic conditions. When the economy is booming, one of the main problem with the banking sector is that the lending is not much attractive for them because government of India or central bank of the country is declining the interest rate. So when the interest rate are declining, obviously their lending rate will be low and the deposit rate will be low. So their spread is also low. Net interest margin is also low. That is one reason. Second is that in banking, we can say that the State Bank of India, ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank are more efficient than other banks. And their lending rates are much lower than the other banks. Most of the time, there is a question why it happened. The answer is very simple. In the case of SBI, ICICI or HDFC, then you look at the portfolio of the deposits. They have a large, huge CASA is in their balance sheet, CASA, current and savings deposit, which means that they have to pay only at the lower rate of interest on that. And they get lower interest cost, but able to lend it at a 6.5% or 6.8%. So those banks are relatively performing well because of this. But other banks like UCO Bank or the Indian Overseas Bank, S Bank, the price of S Bank is almost 14 or 13 now. So these banks are not competing with this giant. That is one of the reasons why Government of India thinking of merging of banks into one umbrella, one or two umbrella. That is, after some time, there will be 3 or 4 banks only. So what advantage is that all the banks become powerful because more powerful than the previous one, and they are able to do that. But in the case of 2008, 2009, if you look at that, banking sector was flourishing because of the fact that in a falling market, people will not find good investment in stock market. So there will be transition from stock market to the banking sector. So obviously banks will get enough funds and they can also, as a part of the recovery measures, government is liberalizing some rate reduction or something like that. There will be move on the other sector also. This reflection truly reflected in the automobile sector also. So if the automobile sector is performing well, obviously the iron and steel will also well. But automobile, if there is no greater demand, for example, during the 2019-20, you know that even though new car market is flourishing in India, but in the world market, especially Toyota, Honda, and many other companies are ending up with losses because of the lockdown conditions. There is recession in the cycle, means automobile market and other consumption markets.
Also the event of Ford stopping all its functions in India.
Not only Ford, actually in 2008 onwards, Ford, not only General Motors, Chrysler, so almost all US companies were stopped. But still, one fact, remember that actually these companies were running at losses. But that time, the Toyota was able to win the market by starting their plants in US. By winning their plants in US. When the Chevrolet or General Motors or other companies were quitting the US market for their production placing in India or other markets, but Toyota was successfully opened their plant in there. That is because of the culture they are following and how the crisis they are facing. So many things are there. Okay. So that these are the possible reasons. Remember, in capital market, we cannot identify one, this is the reason or that is the reason. Every time research is going on, every time. Now, the research is not based on the returns alone. Rather, we are talking about the overnight returns. We are talking overnight returns. That is return outside the market hours. So most cases, in order to reduce that, one example is that one of my students is doing this investor sentiments and market behavior. There we are taking the overnight return. That is today's closing price and tomorrow's opening price. The difference, what is your return? So what do you think during the period? Means overnight, what changes are, what sentiments are working in the investor. So that time, other factors may not be affected by that. That is why this way the research is going on.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Rahul, I want to speak to you also.
Yes, sir.
Later, not now, later.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Any other queries?
അടുത്ത സെഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ? സാറിന്റെ സെഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ അടുത്തത്?
ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് 2 മണിക്കാണ് സർ.
2 മണിക്കാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ശരി.
I hope there are no questions more.
No question means they know true conclusion we can reach. They know everything or they don't understand anything. Okay, thank you. Thank you for inviting me once again.
Okay. Today's forenoon session on market timing, misconceptions and realities has come to an end. Sir had explained various forces which are driving the marketing realities, shared his own personal experience of being an investor, importance of breaking the knowledge gap in investment management, etc. Also, sir had given us guidance for building a research culture for our advancement in career. And we are looking forward for having you for another session on publication of research articles. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening and inspiring us. We are so happy that we got an eminent personality, a great researcher indeed, for handling the session, an alumni of our own department. Sir, on behalf of the entire Sri Shankara College fraternity and UGC Stride Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, I express our sincere gratitude to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and for delivering the session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Mallikarjunappa, sir, resource person of our second session, had joined with us. Thank you, sir, for joining the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I thank all the participants for attending the session. Okay, thank you.
Sir, thank you. At least on virtual mode, we meet you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
Probably I will be in Central University by the end of December for submitting that print copy. That time, possible I
Okay.
meet you, sir.
I
meet
here.
you.
Ah.
Oh, okay,
I hope
meet
you know
sir.
Saturdays our offices will not be working. Sometimes I come, but Saturdays offices do not work.
But actually, on the end of December, we have vacation here. So I prefer to come on working day.
Yeah.
Okay. See you,
Fine.
sir, that time. See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, with other faculty members' permission, I have to say that one of the adjudicator of my PhD thesis is Marigarappa sir. And sir, that day, when I take him to the railway station, that day he reminded that if you want to be a good researcher, I would like to be shown as a good researcher. And I would be very happy if you publish your things and continue your research in future on the same area. I remember that, sir, but I don't know whether sir is remembering or, but I remember that. I keep in that word also.
Yeah, I remember. I certainly remember that I told. Even at the time of Viva, I think I told them.
Okay, sir. With all respect and happiness, sir, I register my gratitude to you, sir, once more. Okay, thank you.
How is your guide? He has retired.
Sir has retired, but sir is in university. We have a separate department, Center for Budget Studies. He is dean. He is the dean of Faculty of Social Sciences and also director of that center.
Okay.
Yeah, he is associating them. Now he is the dean of Faculty of Social Sciences.
We had met in one of the universities for selection committees.
Where, sir? Pondicherry or Calicut?
I don't remember because Pondicherry, not in Pondicherry, I think.
Sir was associated with Pondicherry University earlier. I think he joined Cochin University in 2006 only. Before that, he was in Pondicherry University.
Oh, before that, he was in Pondicherry University?
Pondicherry, he completed around 20-25 years there. He was a professor there. Then quitting that job, he joined State University.
Oh, that's
one advantage is that if you quit Central University and join State University, you can continue with the pension. But the reverse is not possible.
Oh, okay. But now I think pension scheme is not there. Compulsory NPS now. Even in the state.
But here I am a statutory pension holder, sir. I have to I have to take the VRS first and then join only.
Okay.
That is a risky thing. If I get appointment there, still there is a risky thing. I don't know whether I get or not. But last year I was one candidate. That is out of the 2 candidates for associate professor, 1 was mine.
Okay.
I don't know this time what happened. I don't know.
Fine then. Fine,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. See you, sir.
Okay,
See you,
bye.
sir. Thank you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you, sir. Okay. Madam,
Thank
shall
you,
I
sir.
leave? Shall I leave?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Dear participants, feedback form has been